Hello, today we are going to talk about ISO 9001. You have probably heard about this well-known and widely adopted standard around the world. But today we are going to discuss a topic that many people often overlook: the applicability of requirements within ISO 9001. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you to like this video and activate the notifications so you can stay updated with our shared content here, which always has a lot of new information. So, let's talk today about the applicability of ISO 9001 requirements. Specifically, which requirements are often not applicable within a quality management system. So, Requirement 4.3, Determining the Scope of the Quality Management System, talks about defining a scope. What is the scope of your management system? And along with that, there is a need to define the applicability of the requirements. What does this mean? In the past, we talked about excluding requirements. Today, the standard does not talk about excluding requirements, but rather about the applicability of these requirements within your organization. Within your context, for example, one of the most common requirements that we see as not applicable, but are recorded as such within the management system, is Requirement 8.3, Design and Development of Products and Services. So, if your company is a service company or an industry that does not carry out projects, does not develop projects, does not do internal development, Requirement 8.3 is not applicable to it. For example, if you are a feed manufacturer, but the formula is not yours, you don't develop it, you simply execute the service. Requirement 8.3 is not applicable to your reality. It is a very detailed requirement, but only for companies that do design and development. Often, companies with an engineering department specifically develop to handle design relationships. So, this is a very important requirement that you need to define if it is applicable to your business. Another common requirement is 8.5.1f, the validation and periodic revalidation of the ability to achieve planned results of the processes for production and service provision, where the resulting output cannot be verified by subsequent monitoring or measurement. What does this mean? This requirement often generates confusion in companies. It says that if your company cannot verify the resulting outputs of a process through monitoring and measurement, this requirement becomes applicable. In other words, if you can control your process. Suppose you manufacture mugs, and throughout your process, you can guarantee the monitoring of the mug size, dimensions, weight, and all the applicable requirements for that product. If you can guarantee at the end of production that it has been monitored, this requirement is not applicable to you. Where is this requirement applicable? For example, service companies where the entire production is executed, and it cannot be monitored during its production, but it needs validation at the time of delivery to the client because 9001 deals exclusively and essentially with this delivery. In this relationship, we want to deliver what we promised at the beginning to the client. So, when you cannot control it throughout your production, your delivery needs validation. This requirement often generates confusion. If you have any questions about these requirements, please leave your comments below. We will discuss your case. Finally, another requirement that is also often discussed is 8.5.5, post-delivery activities. It is very rare nowadays to find a company that does not generate a relationship with its client after production and delivery. So, be careful if you are going to exclude this requirement. You need to justify very well why it is not applicable, because post-delivery activities include maintenance, technical assistance, warranties, and everything you can do regarding the use of the product after acquisition by the client. All of this falls within this requirement. So, ensure that if you are going to determine that it is not applicable to your business, there is a very well-given justification. And remember, this is a very important requirement of 4.3 as well. Whenever you identify a requirement as not applicable to your business, ensure that you have recorded, retained documented information, and written why your organization understands that the requirement is not applicable to its business. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave your like and follow the QMS channel. See you next time.